It gives me great pleasure to introduce James, who's going to join me. I'm going to ask the questions, he's going to give us all the answers. So we're going to talk a little bit about going beyond customer satisfaction scores. First of all, what are the challenges? Then what is the solution? And what does that mean? And for the techies amongst us, we even have a little techie session where we actually talk to you about how we integrate and how that actually works and the process behind there. Nothing too difficult, because you've got me here, so it doesn't have to be difficult. So we're going to keep it simple. So James, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is James Smith. I'm the Partner Development Manager for Happy Signals. We are a data analytics tool predicated on experience management.
Okay, and who are Happy Signals, apart from the great wearers of pink?
Yes, so Happy Signals are a Finnish-based organisation. We've been in this space for about 10 years. We are the thought leaders when it comes to human-centric experience management.
If you put the headsets on, it's going through the headsets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'll make it, save you trying to strain to listen. It helps you.
You can hear my dulcet tones a little bit better through the headsets. Yeah, so we're a Finnish-based organisation, 10 years in existence. And we're dedicated to improving people's lives when it comes to IT experience.
Okay, and you're on the Adaptavist stand, global platinum partner of Atlassian. We deliver services and products and various other things. You can talk to us about all of that, but we're really here to talk about what are the challenges of customer satisfaction scores. Why do customer satisfaction scores only give you part of the picture? And I'm going to let James talk us through a few of those challenges.
Absolutely. So when it comes to CSAT, there's the current method and tooling that people have, there's a ceiling at which you can go. Because technically, a lot of them will give you that. And there's not a lot you can do with that. And when it comes to ambiguity of scores, is, well, generally speaking, they're coming from a negative standpoint. You know, you're going to be asked something when you're not happy in the first place. That doesn't really give you much to go on. You then move that out across to a global spectrum. People in different regions will score you differently based on their cultural bias. So we have something called the Global Benchmark Report, which will allow you to determine how happy people are in different regions of the world. And we know, for example, that the Finns, my home country where my company's from, never give 9s and 10s. Never ever happens. The Germans never give 9s and 10s. The Dutch, never 9s and 10s. Chinese, the Americans will give high scores. What does that mean? What is it? It doesn't mean anything in isolation. Therefore, it's difficult to action. You can't really do anything with a CSAT other than say we're doing well or we're not doing very well. And the whole process of experience management is turbocharging that and giving it complexity. It's giving it rich data that underpins it so you can do something with it.
So, given that those are the... Working? No. Now? Now. Yes. I had to walk in front of the speaker, so I flicked it off so that we didn't get horrible feedback and everybody got like that with the headphones. So given that we've talked about it being the ambiguities, the regional differences and the difficulty to score, that leads us into the next question, which is, so what does that mean in terms of happiness and productivity? Given that different people have different expectations, they have different scores, what does this mean?
Sure thing. So the whole thing, can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. So the whole process is operationalizing the data. So it's taking not just that I'm happy and I'm sad, but with Happy Signals, we will give you the what we call experience indicators. And it brings a connectivity for the whole organization to be responsible for the services that you deliver, but also it also helps with stakeholder alignment and with your vendors as well. Being able to say, you're Mr. Third Party, you're responsible for this. This is what our customers are saying about us, and this is what the lack of productivity that you're giving our customers. We need to do something about it. So these out-of-the-box surveys that we give allow you to know what good looks like, because we have all of our other customers who answer the same questions in order to say, well, that's a 7, But actually, in that field, the benchmark for that's only 5. We've got over 1 million customers across 130 different countries across the world. So we know what good looks like. But it's always about doing something with the data. The net result of what you want to do with any type of scoring mechanism is make improvements. So you've got that decision-making tool for every area of the business. You've got the service that will allow you to know what good looks like. You've got the processes, you've got the people, you've got the tooling, and you've got the data to drive business outcomes. The net result of effective experience management is that you will make a difference within the business. And you can be forensic in the way you do that, and you can align people and align stakeholders so there's a common focus on IT.
So we've got that feedback. How do you turn it into action? How do you actually take that magic number 7 score, the 8 ball, the 3 ball, whatever it is, and actually action that? And how do you measure that improvement over time?
Sure thing. So it's an often asked question. A lot of people are at the beginning of the journey. So the current tooling will tell you what you've been told all along. And the term watermelon effect was coined because current SLAs and KPIs are telling you that everything's green. But you actually get the feeling that underneath not all is well. So what you're able to do with our framework is capture the sentiment, which is correlated with the service, the ticket information, and then you share that within the stakeholders in order to identify those areas that matter most to the company, the organization, and then you start doing the improvements, and that's aligning responsibilities in effect. You're responsible for that. This service isn't doing very well. This is what you need to do. And with the framework and with Happy Signals, you get dedicated customer success managers who live and breathe the data, who have a back catalogue of improvements and initiatives, what really work. So we're able to bring that to the table and really elevate CSAT at the start, but actually what it is, it's all about that continual service improvement piece, and that's what this framework will bring to you.
So we said that we'd have a little techie bit, and we're going to talk you through. At the centre of everything is that end user. Okay, so right front and centre we have the end user. We're talking about the link between Atlassian Jira Service Management and Happy Signals. It could be any other service management tool. In the interest of fairness, there are others available. I will just say that. But we are going to specialise and talk about Jira Service Management in this respect. So Jira Service Management, somebody says, I need something. It's an incident, it's a request, it's a change, whatever that might be. That goes into a backlog. From the backlog, it goes to in progress. And this is where the magic starts to happen behind the scenes. A little automation triggers that sends the preload across to Happy Signals to say, be ready, we're going to ask them to fill a survey in. So what does that actually send? There's a set of metadata that says, what type of request is this? What country is the person in? And a whole host of other metadata that just gives that information to enable you to be able to contextualize that information so that you're not embedding that in the next bit, which is when it's then done, an email goes out to that user saying, this has been done, will you give us a response? Will you tell us how we did? That response starts off with a very simple score, 1 to 9. Sorry, 0 to 9.
0 to 10.
0? See? This is why I have an expert stood next to me. Keeps me honest.
I was cringing there.
0 to 10. That's why I have the expert stood next to me. So on the email, you can click on just a number. That then immediately, because it's been preloaded, knows all about this ticket, and so that score is immediately attached. However, it's not just the score. What that does, it triggers a survey. And so they then fill in the survey with all their feelings, how much time did they waste, how much time did they wait, what was the main cause of that particular challenge. So when that's completed, that gives you some results that you can immediately see what's happening in real time in terms of the responses that are coming back from your users. But the loop, because we want to feed that back, is that information is then fed back into the service management associated with that ticket. So I said it was a simple techie bit. There's the techie diagram. User is at the center. information is exchanged and it's kept really simple from the user's perspective. The only time they're asked to score and do anything is when it's done.
Yeah, it's also important to point out at this stage the ease of filling out the form, because people are really, really fed up with getting survey forms. Okay, there are questions which I'll catch you at the end. For one of our forms, it takes 5 seconds to fill in. Literally, point, biff, baff, off, gone. Yeah, you can spend more time there if you wish, but initially it's 5 seconds and it's gone. But that, again, in isolation, that only takes you so far down the road. Survey fatigue has got nothing at all to do with surveys. It's about the responses that you give back the end user, this person here, to make sure that their voice is being listened to and you're doing something with the information. So inbuilt in our platform are what we call live stream loops. So you can feed back to, as a result of, you said, we did, this is what we've done. So just a little bit more techie stuff. Normal response rate for surveys are very single low digit figures. With Happy Signals, our average is 20%. And those that have been on the journey with us, there's one organisation in France called Biomerio. They get 55% response rates on a 40,000 seat organisation because they're built in and they know that it works. This stuff works. It's new, it's innovative, it really does drive change within the organisation because that's what we do. We bring people together.
Yeah, earlier today I did a presentation with Ovo Energy, who have implemented Happy Signals, and they had a stunning response rate when they first introduced it. Virtually every ticket had a response. They saw that tail off, which was expected. It wasn't a shock, it was known it was going to happen, but they're having a consistently high quality because what they're seeing is people are making changes based on the information that's happening and helping to raise that service up. So it is really important. So the secret sauce that makes that happen is an Adaptavist product called Script Runner. There's the link there, there's a QR code if people want to get that. We will be putting this talk out on the web later, and you're very welcome to join and look at that. But for now, we throw the floor open to you. James and the Happy Signals are the guys in pink and girls over there. We're Adaptavists, we're on this stand, we'll take questions now, or you can come and find us later in that respect. And hopefully that's given you a very quick introduction to why customer satisfaction scores on their own are maybe not all you need.